Hi everyone, welcome back to another day in the life of DevRel. So I'm continuing on from the previous one. I've gotten some feedback from one of the engineers working on the SDK, on the SDKs. So, they're really the subject matter experts when it comes to SDK. So it looks like there's a few things that I've missed out on. These 4 bullet points that I've logged here, and I'm going to go through them one by one and attempt to fix them within this repo. So, this one here, I don't think you need to wait 5 seconds. This one has to do with the HCS topic one. I haven't got the link to it here, but so I'm just going to open up, and this was done against the Go repo. So, HCS topic. So the idea here is wait for 5 seconds after doing the topic create transaction, and then subsequently doing the topic message submit transaction, right? And then also doing the mirror node query. So, and then here's the example. Right. So let's take a look at this example. So you've got topic create transaction, then there is, get the topic ID, but then there's no wait over here. It's just topic message query immediately and then topic message submit transaction right after. Now, it isn't using the mirror node API as I am here. So what I'm going to do at first is I'm going to experiment. I'm going to move this sleep. If I remove this, I'm going to expect it to fail, right? So cd and then 06, and then go run current directory. Let's make this a bit bigger. Alright, so that actually worked, so that's great. So, looks like I can get rid of the wait after all. I'm assuming that it's because the topic message submit transaction, that takes long enough for that. So let's see if it's repeatable. I'll do it one more time. That's great. Okay, so I'll get rid of it. So we don't need to wait for a few seconds for the topic to register. I think in the JavaScript version, I ran into errors, and so maybe in Go that's not necessary because this inherently waits for it. But that is complete, right? So basically got rid of it. And then I'm going to do a to-do check that this works in JS as well. Now, just for completeness, I'm going to attempt to do the same thing in Java as well. So cd slash what was it? Java hello world /06, and then I want to open up code. So let's make Java HCS topic script HCS topic. So over here, I've also got a 5 second wait. I'm going to comment that out, and then I'm going to do Gradle run. Alright, that has worked on the first run. I'll just do it a second time just to make sure that it's repeatable. Excellent. Okay, so I can get rid of that. Now, this is beyond the scope of it, but basically I put a to-do to check that it works in JavaScript as well, because that's originally where I put the sleeping. So need to verify whether that is indeed still necessary. Okay, so next thing refers to the if-else statement. So I believe that this has to do with the create and fund account one. Slash dot slash 0. Oh wait, no, it's dot slash go, and then 0. Code script. All right, so referring to this one over here, right? So I've got account ID, account balance in tiny bar, and then h bar for the formatted string. And then at the end of it, I'm printing out account ID and the balance as a string, right? Now, what I do is I initialize the variables, but do not assign them any value. So they're basically equal to nil, which is the null value in Go. And then I do if there's an error when I fetch the URL, or if I want to try to unmarshal it, etc. Then I basically do not throw an error, right? So I just print a statement of the error, but then otherwise continue without shutting down the program, right? This is intentional because I want the first iteration of this to just output the EVM address and then say, okay, you've got no account ID and no account balance because the account doesn't exist yet. And then you'll go to hashscan and realize that, yes, it does indeed not exist. And then subsequently, the second time you run it, it'll to mirror node API, and say, yes, you don't have it. And then you open it in the hashscan and it prompts you need to do a transfer, right? And then after that, you go to the faucet, and then the faucet disperses funds to the EVM address that you specify, and then an account ID is created through the process of that transfer, that initial transfer, and then it also has a balance. And then when you go and refresh in hashscan, then you see the balance occur. And when you rerun the script, instead of getting these two line outputs with nil or null values, you simply get the actual value this time. So that's why this is intentional. I do explicitly not want to error and exit in this case. So I'm going to mark that as done with a won't fix. This is intentional, as I need to explicitly want to print null values when the account has yet to be. Okay, so the resolution for that is won't fix. Okay, moving on. When getting the receipt, it is good to set the validation status to a true response. Okay, so each time I'm doing a transaction, when it's been executed, sometimes I'm getting the receipt. And apparently, this is something that I'm learning now, is that you can get the receipt and then it doesn't check whether it has been validated. And so I need to do precisely that. So let's see. This one doesn't have any transactions. In fact, the only use case for the Hedera SDK is to use a private key. So I'm just going to close all of these and just go through them systematically. So cd ... and ls. Open the script file. And I need to find the receipt. So when it says get receipt, so response.set validate status true, and then .get receipt. So this is a response. So presumably if I get a validate status over here, set it to true, then in some cases I'll get an error here as well. Even if I get a receipt. Previously I'd get a receipt, but I'm assuming there would be no error over here in the case that the transaction was executed and completed, but with an error status. So I don't think that this will make a difference because there is no error scenario to take into account here. But I'm just going to make sure that that's the only get receipt instance that I have here. It is. Great. So I'm going to do go run dot with this new thing and just check that it does the same output all over again. Excellent. Okay, so systematically cd /o2 and open up the script file and search for the same get receipt. And so instead of get receipt, proceeding to get receipt, I'm gonna do this. Set validate status true. So we've got to be careful with the position of the dots. And then let's see. So it looks like I have multiple get receipts in this one. So get receipt. So this one as well. And then this one as well. Okay, so let's see if all of them get receipt, validate status, validate status, validate status. Okay, so that's all of them. Go run. So this one will take a while. A bit longer than the rest, slightly more complex, but we got there. So looks like it's all working. So I shall continue on systematically cd /. 04, I believe, is the next one. So I've got one instance of .get receipt, and that's it. So go run, just making sure that it still works. Excellent. And finally to the topic cd /06 and code script. Okay, so there's two instances of .get receipt here. Then go run dot. Excellent. So all of this has been done, and the resolution status is fixed. in Golang and Java, sleep removed. Not sleep removed. Validate status performed on all. Actually, no, I haven't done the Java ones yet. So, again, systematically, I'm going to go through them one by one. cd .. // All right. So this one is get receipt. Right. So set validate status. Get receipt. So that has one instance, and I'm just going to do Gradle run. Okay, so the file's done. // 2. So this has got 3 instances. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. All right, everything's working fine. CD, so now next one is 4. Find one instance of get receipt. Oops, Gradle run. Excellent. Looks like it's working. And cd all right, so there's 2 instances. And both of them have changed. That and 1. All right, all successful. Let's go back to the README. So now fix definitely done Go and Java both. Okay, so 3 down, 1 to go. You don't need to freeze and then sign with the account key because you've already set it as operator key, and this key will be the payer and signer of the transaction by default. So I don't need to freeze and then sign. Okay, so I've set it as the operator key in client, so this will be the default. Okay, so I get that this is a shortcut because it's implied, but given that this is a tutorial, I would like to be explicit. So just so that see what we mean over here, right? So this is the HFS one. So saying that I don't need to do freeze with over here. I can just simply do this, right? And this will work. So let's just, where are we now? Okay, so we're in Java, cd /01 for files. And then, so keep in mind that I have, this freeze with. I've gotten rid of the freeze with. So it's just .set contents from the file create transaction, and then after that I'm going to sign it with the account key, right? So Gradle run. Okay, so it looks like that advice didn't quite work out. It was given against the Go SDK, so maybe this advice doesn't work in Java. The signing requires transaction to be frozen. So let me open up the Go version of this and see if there's some discrepancies. So cd /go 01, and then code script file, and let's find the first transaction. So file create transaction is over here. So I'll just not do the freeze with, right? So just .set contents. What's it complaining about now? Okay, so this is because of the error handling, it's a little bit different. So I'm just going to do this instead without the and then .set contents be here like so, and just comment this bit out for now. Right. And then run that, see whether it has the same error if it's not been frozen. Right, so there is a discrepancy between Go and the Go SDK and the Java SDK in this front. So I need to go and report that back up to the engineering team as to why freeze with is needed in Java, but is not needed in Go. So I'm going to undo all of that and save. So now we're back to the one before. Right, so I guess partial. This requires a to-do. Yeah, actually, let's leave that unchecked. So that's unresolved. To-do. This suggestion works against the Golang SDK. However, it results in an error against the Java SDK. And the error is just going to copy that stack trace. All right, so 2 of them fixed, 1 of them won't fix. This one requires a to-do for the JavaScript version, but yeah, I think I've addressed all of them. This one This suggestion did work in the Go SDK, but didn't work in the Java. So for the Java SDK, so for consistency, I'm going to keep all of them, both Java and Go, consistent with each other for now. And then also open up a ticket in GitHub against the SDK repos, and I'll probably open up an internal discussion as well with the engineering team to discuss this particular discrepancy. All right, that's it.